The MacBook Pro has been out since 2006 and now has developed to be one of the best laptops at Apple. In this video, I'll mainly give a review on the MacBook Pro 13-inch. This MacBook Pro is a 13-inch 2019 model with two Thunderbolt 3 ports. It's got a 1.4 GHz quad-core Intel Core i5 processor with an Intel Iris Plus Graphics 645 1536 MB graphics card. It's also got 256 GB of SSD storage and a 720p HD camera. In my opinion, having only two USB Type-C ports and one headphone jack is just not enough ports. I'd prefer it if there was an HDMI port so I could connect it to the TV without having to buy another adapter. I'd prefer it if it had one USB 2 port because I have to always use the adapter dongle for everything. It's got a great processor, an Intel Core i5. Yes, now we have the i9, but for the price, I think an i5 is worth it. The default storage was 128 GB. To upgrade it, you have to pay another £200 just to reach 256 GB. And that goes for the others, another £200 to reach 512, and so on. One thing that really annoys me is after paying £1.5 for this, it still only gives you a 720p camera. This is definitely not worth the price. I'm sure they could have managed to fit in a 1080p, and even since it's a MacBook Pro, they could have tried to add a 4K camera. It does not have a mechanical keyboard. It has a butterfly keyboard. It is really nice to use in my opinion, however other people really don't like it. One problem with it is that it can easily get dust trapped inside it, making keys automatically type themselves basically. So if you were to press one button once, it could do it twice. This can be really annoying at times. However, I haven't had this problem yet. I don't know about other people, but I haven't had it once. Maybe because mine was only bought last year. One really cool thing that I like when video editing is the touch bar. It's a touchscreen bar that's just above the numbers on the keyboard. It replaces all the function keys on a normal keyboard, and you can customize the settings to suit your needs. You can use it when messaging to pick emojis, you can use it while editing to use quick shortcuts, and there are many other things you could add. One thing that shocked me when I first got this is the sound. The first video I played had amazing sound. Not from the video, but from the actual speakers of the MacBook. It has this big bar on the side, which is where the sound comes out from. If you want more details on the sound, I'll put it down in the description for you to check out. Let's talk about the other models. Well, they had a 15-inch model, but they stopped selling it last year in November. They replaced it with a 16-inch MacBook Pro, which is supposed to be a lot better and have higher specs. Just a short time after, they also refreshed the MacBook Pro 13-inch. Now, they got rid of the butterfly keyboard and replaced it with a mechanical keyboard, the scissor mechanism keyboard. Hopefully this will fix lots of problems for it. They've also done some small little tweaks on it just to make it a little bit better for the users. I personally haven't taken it out much, but when I have, it's still really light and not that heavy for you to carry. It's also quite durable as I have whacked it a few times and it hasn't seemed to affect it. For the 13-inch, I would recommend it to those users who don't use it for much big gaming or video editing, because the specs are lower and it costs a lot more to get it to the same specs as the 15-inch and the 16-inch. For the 15-inch, it's obviously cheaper because it's discontinued at Apple. However, you can buy it from authorized resellers at other shops. It's cheaper, so this is for more the people who want slightly high specs, but not to pay the full price of the 16-inch MacBook Pro. And for the 16-inch MacBook Pro, those are for the people who do hardcore video editing and gaming. This is better for them because it has higher specs for a more reasonable price. However, if you do want to game at all, I wouldn't even recommend a MacBook. I'd recommend a PC or a laptop. But wait, before you buy this, think about waiting till next year. This is because Apple have just released their new processor, Apple Silicon. If you want to hear more about what they're going to release next year and this year, find out by checking my video on the Worldwide Developers Conference by clicking here. Right now, they only have Intel processors. But next year, or perhaps later this year, they might be putting their new Apple Silicon chips inside. This will obviously make it cheaper with better performance and better battery life if they're using their own chips. So you might want to just wait 1 year just to buy that MacBook you've always wanted. Overall, would I recommend a MacBook to someone who just does everyday things or gaming? No. But for video editing, yes. It does have Final Cut Pro, which is amazing for video editing in my opinion. If you enjoyed that video, please leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss another one of my videos. Thanks for watching.